President Biden is in Surfside, Florida today after that deadly building collapse. The president met with first responders to say thank you.
I just want you to know that we understand. Anybody who's ever needed you, they understand. You got what you're doing now is just hard as hell to deal with, even psychologically to deal with. And I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Surfside officials are temporarily halting operations due to structural concerns of the remaining tower. 18 people have now been confirmed dead. 145 are still unaccounted for 1 week after the deadly collapse. Trevor Ault is there on the scene. He has more. So, Trevor, thanks for being with us for this. The president and the first lady, we know, meeting with the victims' families. What do we know about how those meetings are going to go and how the Surfside community is doing today?
Well, Deirdre, we know that there is a lot of time set aside for these meetings, as you can imagine, with 145 people still unaccounted for, 18 people confirmed dead, and even people who made it out safely of this building but watched their homes collapse behind them. The footprint of this tragedy is substantial, and President Biden has set aside 3 hours over the course of this afternoon where he has nothing else scheduled for his visit, and he's expected to be meeting with dozens of families who are impacted by this building collapse. And as you know, President Biden has himself had a life that is severely impacted by his own grief and impacted by unexpected tragedy, losing his wife, losing his children, later losing his son Beau to cancer. He's talked about how that grief has shaped him and how he approaches politics, but also just more generally how he approaches life. It appears that the president has made a lot of time in order to try to meet up with as many of these families as he can, and knowing what a terrible tragedy this is, knowing that a lot of them are still clinging on to whatever hope they can, trying to at least galvanize some support in this city. And we're seeing lots of help coming in from all corners, but especially with this search and rescue mission on pause right now, Deirdre, the city is holding its breath, and we are watching some of that hope wane.
So, Trevor, when you speak about the pause, do we have any update on the timeline? When you and I were listening this morning to the press conference, the word used was optimistic, but there was no timeline. Is there any new development?
We haven't heard any word from fire officials since then. We know that they paused the search and rescue operation at 2 o'clock this morning, and they have stressed that they're going to be examining this structure from all different angles, not just to see is it safe, is it going to come down, but they're also considering maybe different options of how they could alter their search and rescue operation in order to resume it as soon as possible. But as you've said, there is no timetable right now, and unfortunately, as we've been hearing from these families, every second matters when we're now into day 8 of this operation. Every hour that passes where they're not allowed to search is an hour that a person inside fighting for life might be slipping away.
Yeah, and Trevor, as you covered earlier as well, it's so delicate for these people in leadership positions to, A, want to keep searching, and then B, while they are searching, also protect their teams who have to go in that. And I know that structural crack has made it a lot more difficult to make that decision. As for the community, what kind of tone are you getting there?
You're getting quiet resolve. You're getting different stages of grief. I mean, this is such a massive tragedy, Deirdre, and there are still many stages and many unanswered questions. There are certainly plenty of families around here who have plenty of hope, who really believe that their loved ones, even if they're still in the rubble of this building, that they're going to come out safely as soon as the search and rescue operation continues. There are also people who have received life-altering bad news already, and they're all around, and you're seeing the community try to rise up to lift them up if they can. And there's many people that are also just seem to be kind of in a daze. Having said that, there are plenty of people from around Florida, from around the country, from around the world who are stepping in to lift people up right now. I mean, just a half a block down the street, there's an organization that's brought in food trucks that's just offering free lunch for everyone around here. That has happened countless times. People who are just like, how can I help in any capacity? What can I provide? We are seeing this area and this entire region come together, and we heard the same thing from President Biden and Republican Governor Ron DeSantis, two people who are frequently butting heads on complete ideological opposite sides, talking about how they are working together, how they are only helping each other. We're seeing that from everyone around here about putting aside any differences in order to support each other. That can't heal the wounds of so many people who are hurt by this building collapse. But if there is anything the people of Surfside can do to help, they are trying to do it right now.
And Trevor, we are looking at pictures right now of President Biden sitting there with the Governor DeSantis. As for the president's comments later, after he's met with these families, what are you expecting to hear?
I think we're going to hear some reflection from the president about speaking with all of these dozens of families about the size of the impact of this tragedy. I mean, it's a topic that President Biden has spoken about many times. I think you're going to hear some similar concepts talking about coming together, talking about how in even these divided times in a tragedy like this, Americans are united. And I think that you're going to talk about how the state of Florida has already had the full support of the federal government and how that is not going to change. We heard earlier from President Biden how he said he is quite sure that the federal government can pick up the entire tab of paying for this entire search and rescue operation as long as it takes. I think that you're going to hear a similar message from him this afternoon, talking about the importance of hope, talking about the importance of support, and talking about how beyond his own administration, how he has seen these rescue workers. He talked earlier about how what they're doing is incredibly difficult, both physically and psychologically, but how everyone is rising to the occasion in a circumstance that was truly unforeseen and is truly tragic, and about how that attitude needs to continue both here in Surfside and all over the country.
Trevor Ault, thank you so much for your excellent reporting. Trevor Ault joining us there from Surfside of Florida.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.